If you choose to educate your children, it's important to understand your why. Understanding your why helps you understand how to do it, am I right? Like, you have to start with the why. In this video, I will share with you my take on what the purpose of education is anyway. Hi, my name is Kenna, and I help homeschool parents inspire an environment of learning in their home. I'm glad you're here. So what is the purpose of education? Is it to get a good job? Is it to get into college? Is it to get a fulfilling job that gives back to society? Is it to understand your place in history and current events and find your way into the world? What is education anyway? What is the purpose of education? I think all of those can be good results of a good education. But I'm not sure that those are the purpose of an education. I think those are the results of a good education. I think that if you really understand the purpose of education, then the results naturally follow. If you understand the purposes of a good education, and you apply that and you live that purpose, then the results follow. You will go to college if that's your path, and you will get a good job, and you will give back to society, and you will understand your place in the world and how you fit in it and how you can best serve. I think those are all good results of the purpose of education. So do you know what I think is the purpose of education? I think the purpose of education is to draw out the greatness of potential that is already there. I think education should be individualized, and it should be something that just believes in the student so much that they have the potential, they have the greatness already there, and that belief in them and giving the tools to draw that out are what an education is all about. Let me tell you about Sonia Carson. She is one of my heroes, and she only had a third grade education. She was a mother of two boys. She was a divorced mother of two boys when she noticed that her son, who was 10, thought he was stupid. He came home from school, they watched TV all the time, and he just thought he was stupid. He had given up on himself. And she wasn't going to let that happen because she knew there was more in him than that. And she sought out, she just sought out inspiration to try to figure out what to do. And by noticing other people that seemed successful in her life, she realized that one thing that was missing was reading books. So she instituted new rules in her home. She required her boys to go to the library and read two books and write a book report on both, I think. I can't remember the details, if it was just on one or if it was on both. And she would go over these book reports. Now, she didn't know how to read, but her boys didn't know that. I always find that fascinating. I would love to hear those conversations, right? Where she's saying, I'm busy making dinner, why don't you just read your report to me? And she would learn along with her boys that way. And so doing this, they became very intentional in their TV watching. That was another thing that she did, was they read more than they watched TV. And within a year and a half, her son went from the bottom of his class to the top of his class. And her requirements had nothing to do with getting your homework done, which I think is interesting. I think what it did was remind her son that he was smart and that he had it in him. And I think once he believed that, he could take that knowledge he was learning there and apply it everywhere. And the skills he was learning there and apply it everywhere. Now, her two boys grew up to go to college, which, she hadn't done, her parents hadn't done. They went to college. One became a world-renowned surgeon and one became a lawyer. And they were very successful, and they had good character as well. And I think that's a combination of a good education. When you're well read and when you understand your why and you're drawing out the greatness, you're also drawing out character as well. They believed in themselves because their mom believed in them first, and then gave them tools and ways to become successful in the ways that they already had it in them, that they had that genius within them. And because their mom believed in them, and because she gave them the tools, it was able to draw out. See how what I mean by, if you understand the purpose of education is to draw out, then it informs the how. It informs how you do it and what kind of tools you give them. So to me, The purpose of a good education is to draw out that greatness and potential that's already there. Leave a comment below. I would love to hear what you think the purpose of education is, because I always love to learn from you. Now, if you want tips on how to pull out that greatness and potential, stay tuned. This week I'll be delivering tips and ideas on how to apply this and make this purpose a reality in your home. So subscribe and set the reminder so that you can hear when new videos are available. Thanks for watching. Here's to you for cultivating the tools you need to become that intuitive leader that you already are in your home. You've got this.